Hello, everybody. It's Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyer and Michael Bullock. Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. We're not going to waste any time, guys. We got a raging storm that's coming in, the leftovers of Ida. So I'm going to ask the guys if you can please be very, very, very brief and short with your thoughts. I want to try to get in and out of here as quickly as possible. So with that said, we're just going to start off as usual with NXT. Our first battle that we had was Mandy Rose. She went up against Saray. It was Saray winning the match in 6 minutes and 45 seconds via countout. Mandy got hurt in the match. Now, we don't know if this was a shoot, if this actually was real life, or if this was based on or if this was a story. The match ends, I would say, about 2 to 2.25 stars with 6:45. I wish the match could have gone longer, but it looks like Mandy did suffer an injury, got kicked in the face, left the ring, and the girls huddled her out of there. We don't know if it was a legit injury. We don't know if this was storyline driven. Anthony Floyer, what's yours?
2 to 2.25 stars. It was an odd match. I'm not going to say too much more of anything. I'm going rapid fire tonight. 2 to 2.25 stars. Bullet go.
Yeah, 2 stars for me. I mean, there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Kyle O'Reilly beats Duke Hudson in 11 minutes and 55 seconds. Anthony, it's yours.
3.5 stars for me. I would probably say second best fight of the night. O'Reilly needed the win. He's on the precipice of a title match against Joe. It's unclear if he'll get his shot, but he's definitely the immediate priority. So 3.5 stars for me. Bullet go.
Yeah, 3.5 stars. I mean, I do agree. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly definitely needed this victory more than Hudson did. Obviously, I mean, it definitely puts him in line for a future shot at the NXT title. There's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
3.5 stars, no doubt about it. You could easily call them one of the fight of the nights, with that one, but we'll see how this plays out. So next up we had was Fabian Eichner and Marcel Batel of Imperium versus Drake Maverick and Grayson Waller. It was Imperium winning in 3 minutes. Mike Bullock, you don't need to worry about that one. You will talk about this one, though. LA Knight versus Johnny Gargano. LA Knight wins the match in roughly 14 minutes. Bullock, it's yours.
I'll tell you what, Fletch. I mean, this was definitely a big win for LA Knight, and I mean, he needed it after a bounce back. After losing to Cameron Grimes. And, personally, I thought going into this match, Johnny Gargano was going to go over here. But LA Knight, I mean, an impressive win for him. I'll give this about 3.5 stars. I mean, Fletch. LA Knight, I mean, probably the biggest win for him since coming to NXT.
Agreed. I also agree with you on that front too. 3.5 stars is my rating for the match. This was better than expected. I think the match, I think it kind of was a little more funny than actual wrestling. But at the end of the day, the right person went over. I'm gonna give LA Knight the credit where credit's due. He deserves the win more than anything else. So I would say 3.5 stars. Anthony, go.
3.75 to 4 for me. Yes, it was a heel match on the surface, but Knight has shown repeatedly that he can help turn any heel babyface, even temporarily, and Johnny Wrestling has been straddling that line between heel and face for a while, and fully played the crowd favorite here. Perfectly done match. 2 charismatic performers. Popped the crowd. Gargano kept things smooth. Knight needed this win if he's going to challenge Samoa Joe soon. Gargano can take a loss, especially given his attention is clearly divided because of Index and the wedding in a couple weeks. So 3.75, teetering on 4. Fight of the night for me. Let's move on.
All right. Next up we had was a women's match, 1-on-1. The reigning champion, Raquel Gonzalez versus Jessie Camilla. Raquel Gonzalez wins the match in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. We don't really need to talk about that one, so we're just going to go on. The next one was Roderick Strong versus Eichmann Jano. Roddy wins the match in 5 minutes. I kind of feel like we all are in agreement. It was a solid, quick sprint match, nothing too amazing. Main event, though, this one we need to get into. Tommaso Ciampa versus Rich Holland. Tommaso Ciampa wins the match in 12 minutes. Another solid 3 to 3.5 star match. Great main event. Great psychology. Be a man fight. That's what we like. This was awesome. Florio, go.
Surprising result. Holland has been built well since his return. He had the air of a young star who might be able to dethrone Samoa Joe. However, he still lost clean to Ciampa with help at ringside. Ciampa's one of the biggest stars. Even in a new era, he should remain so. Win or lose, he can compete at the highest level. Questionable that he would be the same man that he would beat the same man that beat Timothy Thatcher the week before. Very good match where the veteran helped Holland continue to improve in the ring. In time, the former rugby player will be one of NXT's biggest rising stars. I believe it. 3.5 stars for me. Bullock, take this one home.
Yeah, 3.5 stars for me. I mean, this was, the outcome was a little surprising. I mean, I thought maybe they would have Rich Holland going over on Tommaso Ciampa, because I thought it looked like they're really trying to push Rich Holland, and I think this is a little bit of a step back for Rich Holland. I'm going to be quite honest, but I know he'll bounce back eventually. So there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, I give it to you.
Overall review, Anthony, it's yours.
7.5 for me. It's 3 very solid matches here. Good angle advancement for the most part, and not much more to say. Michael Bullock, go.
Yeah, 3 and 3, 7 to 7.5 for me when it comes to the show. I mean, it was a good show. I mean, 3 very, very good, solid matches here with Rich Holland and Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano and LA Knight, and of course, Kyle O'Reilly and Duke Hudson. Everything else was just there, so really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, and now we go off to AEW Dynamite, which was held at the Now Arena, formerly the Sears Arena in Chicago, Illinois. Episode 100, ladies and gentlemen, for AEW Dynamite. Started off with FTR versus Santana and Ortiz. Santana Ortiz wins the match in 13 minutes and 34 seconds. Solid opener. This was really good. Great way to jump out of the box, to say the very least. Easily for me, 3.5 to 3 3/4. This was a great jump off to the show. Anthony, go.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to throw out the big guns. You know, that's what you have to do. This was the match these teams deserved the first time before Cash Wheeler's injury forced an abrupt conclusion. Intense, action-packed, great final stretch, and emphatic finish. Pay-per-view quality match that saw the right team go over to set up a rubber match between the esteemed teams. For someone nursing a serious arm injury, Wheeler looked great, and the in-ring chemistry between the teams that everyone had hoped for was evident. Great start to an important show for AEW. 3.5, 3 3/4. I 100% agree with the rating. Michael Bullock, it is all yours.
Yeah, 3.5 to 3 3/4. I mean, this was definitely a good jump off to this edition of Dynamite, and we were wondering going into this, how was Cash Wheeler going to do coming off of that gruesome hand injury that he had, but he looked real good, and Santana Ortiz definitely really needed this victory, and it's definitely going to set up a rubber match between these two teams. So there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it is yours.
Match number 2, it was Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans. Orange Cassidy wins the match in 5:31. Anthony, it's yours.
2 to 2.5 for me. Ending the match. They ended the match during the picture-in-picture break. Very interesting choice, but it was just an okay match before the finish. Never really achieving what you would expect given the talent involved. Post-match brawl was a mess, but should lead to a fun multi-man tag match, if nothing else. I believe it's going to be at the pay-per-view. I believe Matt Hardy and Jack Evans and Private Party are going against the Lucha, the Jurassic Express and Best Friends or something like that. So 2.5. I could probably say this was the worst fight of the night for me. So Michael Bowler gets all yours.
Yeah, 2 stars for me when it comes to this. So I thought it was a fine match, but nothing really that special or that much to write home about. So there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
2 stars for me as well. I'm totally in agreement with Michael Bullock. It could have been a lot more better, but it was solid for what it was worth. Good for the action, but nothing that really would have wrote home about more than anything else. Next up we had was Powerhouse Hobbs versus Brian Cage. Powerhouse Hobbs wins the match in 6 minutes and 58 seconds. And Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, 2.5 stars is my rating on the match. I mean, a little too short for my liking. I mean, I really would have wanted to see more out of these two, but yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more for me to add on it. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, 2 stars for me. I think it could have been a little more better, but it was solid for what it was worth. Anthony?
2.5 for me. Solid, if unspectacular match between two immensely talented big men. Match quality and flow was hurt by the break. Finish was almost identical to Cage's loss to Ricky Starks some time ago, as commentary noted. Biggest issue with the match was that it did nothing whatsoever to propel the feud forward. It's in the exact same spot it was prior to the contest. Without a doubt, an indictment. 2.5 stars for me. Move on.
All right, next up we had Superbad Penelope Ford versus Ty Conte, the Brazilian beauty. And it was Ty Conte winning the match in 8 minutes and 59 seconds. Solid match, good battle. You felt the intensity by the women in this match as well, but there was a big payoff here. We did find out that Anna Jay is coming back. She will be available for the Casino Royale match that is now on the main show of All Out this Sunday night, because if you haven't heard the rumors, Andrade El Idolo versus Pac is now off the table. The match will not happen, and the Casino Royale match, the Women's Casino Royale, where the winner will receive a future AEW Women's title match, will now be on the main show. It has been elevated and now gets its proper spot in the main show this Sunday night. Solid match for what it was worth. I'll give this about another 3 stars. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Sleeper fight of the night, 3 stars. These two were having a damn fun match before the distraction finished, the second of its kind on this show. Like the other, this more so than the Hobbs and Cage match worked because it led to the return of Anna Jay and helped hype Sunday's Women's Battle Royale. Conti is a likable babyface and is connecting with audiences. Her performances improve with every passing bout, and it's reasonable to believe she may be holding gold in AEW at some point over the next year. As for Jay, her return generated a nice pop from the fans, an indication that they did not forget that she was making her own strides in the women's division prior to her nasty injury. So, sleeper fight of the night, third best fight of the night, solid 3 stars. Color me impressed, but then again, Tay Conti was in there, so that's why. And Penelope's getting better, so not much more to say. 3 stars. Michael Bullock, how about it?
Yeah, first off, all I can say is it's good to know that Anna Jay's coming back, and especially after that injury that she suffered. I mean, she was going to be getting a push, but the injury really set her back, put her out of action. But now she's got another chance here. But yeah, nice victory for Ty Conti. Some momentum for her going into that Casino Royale Battle Royal. So yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, and with that said, we are gonna continue on. Next up we had was an 8-man tag team match. It was the Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. When it was all said and done, the heel team wins the match in 10 minutes and 33 seconds, which I believe it goes to Anthony Gilio.
Yes, it does.
So
Yes,
it
sir.
is yours.
Second best fight of the night for me. This was 3.5 stars. If you hated the Elite's dominance over AEW leading into All Out, you and all of us very, very much despise this segment. Why the creative called for the heels to win the match and the beatdown to close the show is a question that could use some explanation, especially when they're expected to retain their titles on pay-per-view. There is such a thing as too much dominance by the bad guys in any story, as the history of WCW tells us. The NWO obliterated the competition to the point that people eventually grew tired of the repetition, that there has been very little in the way of comeuppance outside of Christian's victory over Omega for the Impact title on the premiere of Rampage, only enhances the need for the heels to get a little bit of what they deserve. For now, they enter All Out seemingly unbeatable. Great match. Hated the finish. And it's more of this elite, typical elite gobbledygook, which quite frankly, I've had it up to here with. So that's not much there is for me to say on this. There better be a damn payoff coming, and it better come soon enough. So Michael Bullock, it's all yours. 3.5 stars.
Let's not forget one thing for you. Who's leading that the elite group?
Oh, of course, Mr. Congeniality himself, Don Callis.
Yeah, that pretty boy hair gel wearing douchebag that I can't stand. Yeah, the match was solid, 3.5 stars. But the finish, I just did not like. I mean, why would they be? Why would you have the heel team go over? I mean, when they're expected to retain their titles. The whole finish to me made absolutely zero sense whatsoever. Yeah, so somebody needs to explain to us why they went about this. So, and quite frankly, I'm getting tired with this whole elite group, including Mr. Don Callis, who's beyond the point of go away. So I really got nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot more better, but I mean, it was solid for what it was worth. It was a good main event. It was solid for what it was worth, and yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you guys said about the negativity of the heels getting over week after week after week, and does get tiring to a certain degree. I mean, I hope that at All Out that someone gives them their comeuppance, but I doubt it's gonna happen here. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Mike Bullock, you get to close it with our final review of AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good show here. I'll give this about maybe 8 out of 10. I mean, you had some solid matches here, but obviously, I mean, some others could have been better, but yeah. So there's really nothing more to say. All I can say is I'm interested to see what happens Friday night with Rampage, with this being the final show before All Out. So nothing else to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 8 out of 10 as well. I mean, it was amazing how they did this. So excellent show. You could go 8.5. Anthony, final thought.
8 out of 10. They did a very nice job of making us want to see the pay-per-view, and that was the point of the whole show. Good use of 2 hours, and the action was working as well. If they can raise their game up for the pay-per-view even more, then everything should work out well in the end. Nice show, and better than last week by a pretty wide margin. 8 out of 10 for me. MF, I don't know if you still wanted to address the NWA shows from over the weekend.
Oh
or
yeah,
not,
I definitely want to do it very quick. So I'll do it very quickly, and then I'll go, and then we'll get on out of here. First off, we did have the Empower show. We had Diamante winning the triple threat match. So big win for AEW. Strike a victory for them. She beat Chick Tormata from AAA and Smiley Kylie Ray from NWA. Then we had in the first semifinal of the tag team title tournament, the Hats, Allison Kay and Marty Bell, they advanced to the final match. They will face the winner of the second fight, which was Kylie King and Red Velvet. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Deonna Purrazzo beat Melina Perez to successfully defend the Impact Knockouts title. The Hats, Kylie Kay and Marty Bell, wins the NWA Women's World Tag Team Championship. Camille successfully defends the title over Layla Hirsch, which was at 13:03. And in the Women's Invitational Cup, it was Chelsea Green winning the title, winning it and getting the automatic title match against Camille. That was on the next night for NWA 73. So, with that said, we had a 6-person tag. Well, actually, no. We started off with the Brawl in the Lou. It was Tim Storm. He beat Tom Lawler and Chrisman in that one. In a one-on-one match, Mickey James defeated Kylie Ray. But at the end of the match, Deonna Purrazzo showed up and jumped Mickey James. Anthony, keep a close eye on Impact this week. This might cause a fight. Just to give you a heads up. Next up we had was Tyrus and Jordan Clearwater, the Masked Man and Jordan Clearwater. They went up against the Pope. And the end, Tyrus, the Masked Man, and Jordan Clearwater won the match. Then we had the battle for the national championship, as it was Chris Adonis versus James Storm. Chris Adonis successfully defends the title there. Then we had for the end a number one contenders match for the Battle Royale to determine the next contender for the national championship, where it was Raquel Judas, also known as Genocide. He wins the Battle Royale, defeating JTG at the end. He will get a shot at the national championship and Chris Adonis sometime down the line. Camille successfully defends the NWA Women's World title, knocking off Chelsea Green. We had new NWA Tag Team Champions crowned at La Rebellion. Besta 666 and Mecha Wolf 450 knocked off Aaron Stevens and JR Creos to win the titles. And more importantly, guys, in the main event for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Trevor Murdoch has ended the reign of the National Treasure Nick Aldis 1,078 days as world champion is no more. Trevor Murdoch keeps his career alive in NWA, but more importantly, Sweet Charlotte, the 10 pounds of gold, goes to Trevor Murdoch. He wins the title. What a night it was, guys. We're done. We're out of here. Tomorrow night, hopefully, if power holds and everything is fine, we'll do another edition of Strictly Sports, but this time we're about to go into football mode. Yes, College Football Thursday jumps it off. We got a lot of great action. Also, we'll also give you, before we do the college football, I will also give you a preview of the finals of the Big Three from the Imperial Arena in the Bahamas. We have our two. Believe it or not, guys, just to give you a little bit of a spoiler, this is a rematch of a Big Three final in the past. What am I talking about? You're just going to have to wait and find out. You're going to have to watch tomorrow. You're going to have to listen tomorrow night to find out what I'm talking about on that one. So, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher. 10:30 Eastern tomorrow night on the Tone channel, Tone25, YouTube.com, and right here on StreamYard.com. As always, have a good night, everybody. So long for now, and bye-bye.
Hey, you know where to quote me at all, little man.